where the church is. Oh, yes! I love it.
Hi, this is Angel Wilson. I'm here at a gay bar called Stray. Interesting word. Anyway, I want to interviewing a dear friend of mine. Who is that? Oh, awesome. Hi. I'm interviewing a dear friend of mine named Steven, who I had a street musical and counterculture revival in downtown Spokane for 2 years. And my friend Steve came in with his married partner, Josh. And they came into our church. We had a church in the day on Saturday, and then we had a street musical and counterculture revival with the Supernatural happening on Sunday nights, where 500 kids from the streets were coming for 2 years. It was amazing, called Burning Spokane. And I have Steven here with me, and Steven, we're just going to talk, and he's going to share his testimony. And Steven's now been walking with the Lord for, what, a year or more?
No, we met you, it was about mid-September, and it was it was about mid-October when I finally gave my life to the Lord. And it was that Halloween that you baptized me and Josh at a bachelorette party.
On me now, so okay, so you just heard something. This is crazy. You know, I got saved in a gay parade in 1983 in Hollywood, and so I get this. I wasn't in the box when I got saved, and I'm still not in the box, and a lot of people here aren't either. So we're just fun. We just do it in a fun way. So I'm gonna have Steven share a little bit about how he came to the Lord and how we met, and we'll progress on with the story. So this is Steven. He's just the coolest guy. Oh, Steven, by the way, this is what an awesome person he is. He's a Vietnam vet.
No.
Or not Vietnam. Oh, how stupid.
I'm not that old, Angel.
Oh my gosh. Okay. He's an Iraq vet. Sorry, that was stupid. Anyway, thank God this goes off in 24 hours. Iraq. And he was in a Humvee and was blown up by a bomb, and it rolled over, and his best friend died in his arms. And this is an amazing person. So he's just the coolest guy ever, and he's walking with the Lord too. So I'm gonna have him share how we met in a little bit. We'll go on from there. Okay, so brace yourself. Buckle your seatbelt, Dorothy, because Kansas going bye-bye. Okay, Steven, share with us how we met.
Okay, so it was shortly after me and Josh, middle of September. I was just released from the hospital after an accidental overdose of my psychiatric meds, and me and my husband were homeless because we lost the place we were living. And we had gone almost 2 days without food. And a good friend of ours who is also homeless told us about Angel and his church and how they feed the homeless. So we didn't know that they fed on Sunday nights, and this was a Saturday. So we went to the place, and I was scared to death to go in because I was brought up in a very religious household. And with being gay, I was terrified of anything religious. And my husband Josh finally dragged me in, and we met Angel, and he welcomed us with open arms. He gave us some money to go get some food, and we met another really nice lady, Marlene, who also gave us some money. And so we spent probably a half hour to an hour talking with them. And then we left, went and got some food, and then that night we ended up sleeping under a bridge and came back the next night, had some more food and fellowshiped with them. And I don't know what it was, but after we left, I felt this tugging that kept drawing me back to the place. And it was about a month later, talking with Angel, I accepted Jesus into my life.
So that's a really cool start. Hi, Nellie. So you're going to meet Stephen someday. Anyway, Stephen goes to our church, and Josh does too, here in Spokane. And so anyway, they came in, and just asked for some money. And I usually don't give people money when they come in, but it's like my heart I love them when they both came in and just thought, they need to feel the love here. And the fact that they were afraid to come in a Christian church was really not a good testimony for the church. People loved hanging out with Jesus. He said, "My yoke is easy and my burden is light, and you'll find, and I'm humble and gentle in heart." And so, this is just a really cool thing. So then, can you share what happened when you and then they were so touched by that? They just both at the same time said, "We want to receive Jesus," and they. So they came back to our church on Saturday, and after you guys came in and that happened, you guys came to the Rehop Burning Spokane revival that night and just asked how you could serve and help out. It was like, because they were just touched by the love, which is cool. And so they come to church and they both asked to receive Jesus. And then let's share your experience and then Josh's experience, what happened there.
I really don't. Okay. So the first real experience I had with Jesus was I went up for prayer and I had this amazing encounter. I remember Angel praying for me. The next thing I know, I'm laying on the floor, and it was right out of the book of Luke chapter 23 when Jesus was nailed to the cross, when it talks about how he was nailed there with the two criminals, and the one was rebuking him, saying, "Fear the Messiah, save us and yourself." And I was the other criminal who said, "Do you not fear God?" We're here because of our own actions. We deserve what we're getting. This man has done nothing. And then he turned to Jesus and said, "Remember me when you enter your kingdom." I actually said that. I was there nailed on the cross with Jesus, and I said that. And next thing I know, I'm sitting in this beautiful field of flowers with Jesus. It was the most peaceful experience I've ever had in my entire life.
Wow, what did it look like?
It was... You've seen those pictures of like the tulip fields from the sky? It was like that, just sitting in the middle of it with Jesus.
Wow. And did he say anything to you while you were there? Or were you just with him?
There was no words exchanged when we were sitting in this field of flowers. It was just that pure love and peace feeling.
Wow. And did you get... Well, what happened? You got the baptism in the Holy Spirit too, didn't you?
Yes.
When you were on the floor, and you got your prayer language? You were speaking.
Yes.
In tongues.
Yes.
What was that like?
It was. There's no words to describe it.
Wow. So. Okay, hold on. Okay, so this is cool. So Stephen's on the floor speaking in tongues, and has this vision encounter where he goes, he said, "Lord, forgive me," or "You don't deserve to be here," like the criminal. He saw himself on the cross, like one of the good thief, and he said, "Will you remember me?" And Jesus took him to paradise. He went there with him. The other guy, Jesus said, "Today you'll be with me in paradise." He took Stephen to paradise. He was there with him. That's phenomenal. Speaking in tongues on the floor. So I'm going to share about Josh, who he's married to, and Josh is just an awesome, beautiful young man. And Josh also went out under the power of the Spirit at the same time. Good. Hey, man. I'm doing a Periscope. Good to see you. So Josh was under the power of God at the same time. They both received Jesus together. And Josh was speaking in tongues also at the same time on the floor. And then Josh had a vision. And Josh saw himself kneeling at the feet of Jesus, and Jesus placed a crown upon his head, and then Josh rose up in the ground sideways, like levitated up above Jesus, and then he turned as light as Jesus was. And I later interpreted the vision to him, and told him that the crown was the first crown in Psalms 103, where he crowns us with love and compassion through the finished work of the cross. And then when he levitated him up sideways, it was like an operating table. he goes up and turns as light as Jesus. That's the process of transformation, which I went to for 32 years, where you're transformed into the Lord's glory, into his image, from glory to glory, from faith to faith. And so then we're going to go from there. Then they just started being part of our community, and then they got baptized in water. So I'm going to have Stephen share with you what happened there. This is crazy. It was the funnest baptism ever on Halloween, and Stephen had an experience too. He'll share that with you. Okay.
So what am I sharing now?
About your baptism in water.
Oh, okay. So it was October 31st of 2014. Me and my husband were just sitting at home, bored out of our minds. So we decided to come downtown to have some fun. And we ended up running into Angel, who was on his way to a bachelorette party, and invited us to go with him. So we did. And while we were there, he asked if we would like to be baptized. We're like, sure, why not? And so,
because there was a jacuzzi in the hotel room.
And so when I came out of the water, when I opened my eyes, I could just see this white light just shining out of everyone who was in the room.
Wow. Okay, that's funny. So I'm doing some street ministry on Halloween with my friend, and I get a call from this other lady who had an open vision in our street ministry and saw heaven open during the music, and she gave her heart to the Lord. And this other young man who was coming to our ministry, they fell in love and ended up getting married. And so she was having a bachelorette party. Her name's Catherine, and she calls me on Halloween while I'm doing some street ministry and says, hey, would you want to come over to the bachelorette party? I said, sure. Can I bring Josh and Steve? She's like, absolutely. So we go there. Steve's dressed up in this like blue.
That was Josh.
Josh, I met in this blue spandex suit, and we show up at the door, and she goes, I didn't order a stripper. So that was so funny. But we went in there, and I'm like noticing a jacuzzi, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys haven't been baptized in water yet, have you? And they're like, no. And do you want to? And they're like, yeah. So we all have towels, and we do this corporate part at a party, baptism in the jacuzzi, and then in the hotel room jacuzzi, and downtown Spokane. And then Stephen has this vision of the light all around us, and then Josh, we're baptizing him in water, and he falls out under the power of the Spirit under the water, and we had to kind of pull him out of the water because he fell into a ecstasy while he was being baptized in water. So anyway, that was an amazing experiences with them. And ever since then, they're both going through their own transformation with God, and they're walking with the Lord. And Stephen's just wrote a 2-week meditation journal. A devotional. And what's it called?
Journey to the Father, a 2-week devotional.
Okay, wait. You're writing a devotional. What's it called?
I just finished writing a devotional. It is entitled Journey to the Father, a 2-week devotional to bring you closer to God.
Wow, that's so cool. So, Stephen, how many books have you written? I mean, you've typed out how many?
Right now, I'm up to 26.
Okay, Stephen has typed out 26 books of the Bible. Like, wow, he has this teacher gift in him. And Josh has this really strong prophetic evangelism gift, and he just goes downtown all over and prays for people, and they fall out under the power. He shares his testimony, and it's so cool that while they're both in transformation and walking with God like we all are, they're just ministering to people in the gay bars and downtown, and people listen to them, and they're just their lives are changing. And anyway, so God's we just wanted to share this cool testimony with you. And we're all in a process of transformation, but you have to have Jesus in you first before things change in our lives, and transformation happens on different degrees and levels. But their hearts are just so open to God, and they love God with all their hearts, and we love them. Our church loves them and adore them and cherish them, and they do us too. And so just wanted to share this really cool story, and I'm just gonna let you see Stephen once more, and then I'm gonna just close with a picture, and feel free to share this. And this is a wonderful testimony for such a time as this. Okay, so this is Say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Wait.
God bless.
God bless you. So here we are at the Stray.